that you
By
recognize
the way,
that
this person
I'm,
was calling us suits.
I'm glad that you recognize that people do laugh at you, though. That's like actually that was impressive that he has that sort of self-awareness.
So what's the proposition I'm supposed to be defending?
Jesus
official.
Christ.
Oh yeah, I don't defend really moral realism is true. I can argue that it's plausible or probable.
Well, okay, so Goons, would you be satisfied with an argument that concludes with moral realism is likely true?
I mean, yeah, we can see what we get with that.
Okay, sure. Do.
Web.
Okay. So I'm probably just gonna send like a weak syllogism or something like that. Here, let me see.
Well, I mean, we kind of inferred that already, right, guys?
He's like already setting up for the loss.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send a weak argument. I'm just a little bitch.
And then
No,
you did
a
like a
weak
copion
syllogism is
after.
actually something in literature that's used for like abductive style argumentation.
Something in literature.
It's not
in
something.
literature.
It's not something that's just weak in quality.
Yeah, that's a pretty good debate. It's a pretty good debate. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'll
Also,
just
we do have to make this
Okay,
quick
cool.
because I do have to go soon. But
Okay, so let's say if the Bible,
look,
or
just toss the argument.
Yeah, I'm getting the argument out right now.
Yeah, what's P1?
Are you gonna shut the fuck up and let me give it?
Yeah, what's P1?
P1 as in premise 1?
Yeah.
Okay, I can get the premise 1 later, but I'm laying out what the hypothesis is. I'm just gonna demonstrate
one, right?
how
so what's P1?
this hypothesis wins out on explanatory power.
Right, so that's dodge 2, right? So what's P1?
That's not really a dodge. I'm just gonna
so
explain
that's
to you
dodge 3, right?
the
So
strength
what's
of the theist
P1?
hypothesis. And that's how I justify how
Guys,
this
we already
thing
got
is
a
probable or
thrage out of him.
plausible.
What's P1?
Okay. So if it is the case that what the Bible says
can we
is
get a
true,
poll on if he just
right?
thrudged?
People
Can we get a poll
generally
on that?
have this tendency to avoid sinful behavior, or things like associated with sin. There's like a widespread phenomena of that. Like there's a large percent of people who are Christians. Christians generally tend to avoid those things. That's something that suggests moral realism is true. It's predicted and expected under hypothesis. Shit, we could talk about moral reasoning itself. That type of want to be correct about things morally speaking, thing that's expected under realism. It was true. We would have this type of tendency to, find real moral truths and, act in a way that's good. So we would like minimize
act in a way that's good?
minimize our tendency to like.
What do you mean by act in a way that's good?
Blah. Just to not be sinful.
Oh, okay. So it's like there's some presupposition
But
that
there's
God exists or whatever.
multiple things that.
But what do you mean by sinful?
What do I mean by sinful?
Yeah.
Here, let me go get the biblical definition. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sinful. King James. I'm gonna go with the King James version, because that's the Bible that I read. And would you describe an behaviors that morally corrupt or rebellious against God, guilty of inquiry or transgression? So a sinful nature means deeply corrupted and rebellious, intensified to God's law, intensifying a sinful behavior in opposition to God's righteousness, guilt and consequences, blah 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 blah. So like so like drinking.
So just acting with
sin.
acting with regards to God's preferences?
I wouldn't say so, but they are definitely against God's preferences. Like he doesn't want people to be drunk. But those are like sinful behaviors. Like not like a large percent of us don't want to just be drunks out here, and we aren't drunks if we don't consistently engage in that way. And God's supposed to make us in his image. So it's reasonable and likely to assume that It's reasonable to assert that we wouldn't act like this generally in society as we progress and develop,
Yeah, but I mean,
spiritually,
like an obvious
laws of law.
counterexample is that
Wait,
like most
hold on,
people don't
shut up,
take
shut up,
like
shut up,
yeah,
shut
most
up,
people don't
shut up.
take like homosexual sex to be immoral. Now, if the view is like if there's some expectation of the view that we have like these moral intuitions that align with God, that's just a counterexample.
You said if there's these moral intuitions that align with God, that's just a
Yeah, if that's a
counterexample.
prediction that the hypothesis makes, right, this would be unexpected.
How is moral intuitions aligning with God unexpected under theism?
Now, I'm saying that this is an instance where that doesn't align.
Oh,
Dipshit.
you're just saying that people. Oh, you're just saying that people's
Yeah, you
intuitions
were
about
giving
like,
evidence for the hypothesis that we act in such a way that's in accordance with God because that was just
yeah,
something
because of God made
of
us in our
sin.
image. Us acting in not sinful ways suggests that we are made in this image.
I agree, but the
Okay.
counterexample is that we act in sinful ways, right? And we
Wait,
actually have
so are
moral
you aware
intuitions
what
that
a
sinful ways are
probable?
good.
Are you aware what a probable argument is, right?
Yes, I'm saying that this is unexpected under your hypothesis.
Wait, so you're not okay. So you can point out data that's
Yeah,
unexpected under my. Hold on. So you can
that's
point
the
out data.
point,
But
that it
stop.
lowers the probability
I'm
of
not
your
even granting that
hypothesis.
this is unexpected, right? Hold on. But you can point out data that's unexpected under my hypothesis, and that not attack the point that my argument is or my position is still probable.
No, this is the point. We're arguing on
All the
the probability
probabilities
of your
would just be
hypothesis, and I'm
all
just
it is
pointing
should be
out like
more
this is
so
like a very
reasonable,
quick thing that this
right? So like
obviously lowers the
if
probability of
yes,
your
if we
hypothesis. And if
consistently
you're
yes, if
arguing
we
that your
consistently act
hypothesis
in
is
ways that
more
suggest
probable
that we are
otherwise,
made in
then this
God's
is just an
image,
easy
that
counterexample, right?
makes
That's
the
the point of what I'm
hypothesis
doing.
probable, right? So you're not really showing me why it's improbable, as I've already
I did.
provided
I
the
literally
evidence
just
into it.
did.
Okay, but that's not what improbability is under the type of subjective model that I'm using. So
What do you think
that's
it
just
means for something to be improbable?
just for this thing to be unreasonable.
Unreasonable?
Yeah,
What?
Jesus
That's
Christ.
that's your definition of unprobable?
yeah, unreasonable.
Okay. Do you have anything else official?
Yeah, like most Bayesians would say probability is a reasonable expectation that be updated through scientific knowledge testing as well as like other set goals that you went out on when we're talking about like hypothesis.
Other set
What they
goals
aim
that
to
you
do.
went out on. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so like ontological economy, there's parsimony, there's different things that you can apply for a hypothesis for it to like gauge the strength of it. All I had to do was to
He's just like
point out
tossing out
evidence. Wait,
words.
stop,
He's
stop,
just
stop, stop.
throwing words out.
It's not just throwing words. You're not tracking. All I would have to do is just point out that there's evidence that suggests the hypothesis is true. Like I could have just gave one piece of evidence and that would have been enough to say that this thing is probable trivially, right? But I
No,
can
it
get
doesn't
into
follow
more.
that
I
if
can
there's
get
one
more
piece
in
of
depth.
evidence
Hold
for a
on, listen, listen,
hypothesis that
listen,
it
listen.
follows that it's
The
more
fact that you didn't
probable.
track that was already funny, but I can get more in depth as to why I'm such a strong believer in Christ and God and realism, right?
Yeah, go
But
ahead.
what you said earlier wasn't even an actual objection. You understand that, right? Unless you're going to tell me that.
No, it very
Oh no, it's not. It's not because semantically, that's not what probability or what a low probability hypothesis would be under this type of model. You haven't really justified that.
wait, sorry,
You
I
can
cut
say,
out
well,
there,
oh,
but
well, it's
it very
improbable. It's
was.
improbable to me. Okay, yeah, well, that's circular. So that
It's
was dumb.
improbable to me. What? I didn't say it was
That's what
improbable
you
to
just said.
me.
You just said,
I
oh,
said it's
it's
unexpected under your
improbable because there's
hypothesis.
certain things that the hypothesis that
Stutter.
were
You
made in
stuttered.
God's image doesn't
You
account for.
stuttered.
Now, why is it the case? Wait, hold on. So if we're made in God's image, why is this type of data unexpected?
You stuttered again. So yeah, so this is a piece of data. So under your hypothesis, right, a prediction that's made on the hypothesis is that our moral intuitions align with God's preferences because you define sin in such a way that it aligns with God's preferences.
It's
And
likely.
I just said I raised a very easy counterexample that if that's true, then this would be very unexpected because our moral intuitions, the vast majority of human intuitions, don't align with that, even after reflection.
Okay, so you haven't demonstrated that to be true, and then
Okay,
the line of
wait,
reasoning.
can you
Hold
repeat
on.
back what I
The
just
line
said?
of reasoning. Hold on. So the line of
Can you
reasoning
repeat back
for
what I
it
just
to
said?
not be expected was such that if it is the case that
Stutter.
God made us in our image, our morals in all cases should align with them, and you're saying that
Yeah, that was a
generally, wait,
stutter.
stop,
So
stop,
can
stop.
you
You're
repeat
saying
what
that
I said?
generally that people don't have intuitions and morals in line with God. First off, I want you to demonstrate, and I also did not. Also, it doesn't even matter if people
Stutter.
I get, oh yeah, it doesn't even matter if some person doesn't have an intuition aligned with God. We come into the world as sin, so we're naturally going to have sinful behavior. So that's not something unexpected. We're not going to be perfect beings, or like that's fine. I don't see how
Another
that's
stutter.
unexpected. For it to be unexpected, it have to be unlikely. You'd have to provide why it's unlikely, but it's very reasonable and likely to happen. If it is the case that we have aspects of good and like these features about us that are able to track like the goodness of certain actions. Like I'm not seeing how this type of thing
You're just
is
rambling.
bad. And I
Yeah,
also
so
don't
can
see
you
how
repeat what I
biblically.
said? Can you
Wait, listen.
repeat
I
the
also don't
objection
see.
that I
I also
raised?
don't see how biblically I don't also see how biblically what you're
Another
saying is
stutter?
sinful.
Another stutter. Yeah, so can you repeat the objection that I raised?
I just did.
No, you didn't.
So
Not a
I'm gonna
single
ask
time
you
did
to
you repeat what I
demonstrate. I'm
said.
gonna ask you to demonstrate the
Not a single time did you repeat
biblical
what I said.
sinfulness of homosexuality. Go ahead.
Yeah, not a single time did you repeat what I said. So
Go
can
ahead.
you
Go
repeat the
ahead. So how is
objection?
that against God's intuitions?
Yeah, so can you repeat the
How is
objection,
that
yes or no?
against God's
Because if you
intuitions? And
can't, then
how
I'm
is it
just not going to continue the
unexpected?
conversation.
I don't
You're
grant. I
clearly
already
not
told you that I
tracking.
don't grant it. See, you're not tracking. You just made a claim, and I need you to
Right,
demonstrate
so
why this
that's
claim
dodge
is
one. I'll
true.
give you two more chances.
Okay, so
Can you repeat the objection, yes
you're
or
not
no?
explaining why this warrants the
All right,
negation that
so
God doesn't
that's
exist.
dodge two, right?
You're
So
just saying that
can
this
you
is
repeat the objection,
outside
yes or
of
no? Last
God's
chance.
preferences. Now, I'm not seeing why this isn't God's
All right,
preferences.
and
God
that's a
would want
throttage,
us to be
right? Yeah, you're
happy.
done. You're done.
God is supposed to be all
You're
loving. Why
done.
would an
The
all loving
conversation's over.
God
You
make us
throtaged.
wait?
You
Listen, why would an
throtaged
all
out.
loving God
That was a
make us
strikeout.
feel depressed? Why would an all loving God want to force us to act in ways that are just not natural? Like that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah,
Like
so
that's
I
even a
guess we
switch of
can. I
people.
guess we
Like
can sort of pinch the
you never heard
conversation
of
off
like
there.
camps where people
You
turn gay
can
people straight.
just go ahead and toss out your
Like
concluding
are you
statement.
stupid? Like
I
that's
won't
a
even
very
do one.
immoral thing. Are you gonna you're gonna force people's
He's just
sexual
rambling.
preference? That's
He's gonna
causing
ramble
a lot of
infinitely.
trauma.
He has infinite stamina saying retarded shit, and like each
No,
point is more retarded than the
it's
last
not
one. It's
infinite
actually
shameful or
impressive.
retarded shit. It's the
Yeah.
fact that
So
you
look,
won't read,
official.
right?
Look, official. I'll just give you the last word, and then we'll just toss the
Look.
polls
You're
out.
already getting beat the fuck up like 5 minutes into the conversation. Like it's fine.
Yeah,
We can go to
official,
the other
official,
consistency
official. Just give your
of the
concluding
biblical
statement, and we'll toss
hypothesis.
out the polls. Go ahead.
So we have multitudes of people who reference Jesus Christ's existence around the biblically predicted time, like Tacitus talking about he was criticizing Christians, talking about they worship a man who was supposed to have died. So hold on, let me look up the
Stutter.
exact place where
Stutter.
he died. I mean,
Another
it's fine.
stutter.
That's fine if I stuttered, as long as the points that I'm making
Another
actually
stutter.
support my fucking hypothesis. That's fine, right? But you're not really explaining why what you're saying warrants another hypothesis. Yeah, I don't even know if what you're saying
Warrants
warrants negation.
another hypothesis?
Yes, that's how you provide why something is going to be probable or likely, right?
Warrants another hypothesis.
Yes,
Nice.
warrants acceptance of another hypothesis. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I mean, you cannot understand. I mean, I don't really see how this is looking good for you. I mean,
I can see how it's looking good for me. Do you want to look at the poll?
it's definitely not. It's definitely not. I
Oh,
mean,
it's not
oh my
looking good for
god,
me? Yeah, let's just go look at the poll. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so 8 people participated in the poll. Okay.
8
Let's
people
see. Okay.
participated in the poll.
So 7 people voted for me and 1 player. Yeah, so I
Wow.
don't know. Like, when you're saying you're not sure how it looks good for me, I mean, maybe that's evidence for the hypothesis.
Well, she has all the facts except for qualia, and we don't know if qualia is like a physical or like non-physical
No.
fact.
So the thought experiment is that she has access to the full spectrum, like all the facts related to every
All the
physical thing.
physical
Like she knows
facts. Yeah, all
all
the
the
physical
physical
facts.
facts, but she doesn't know what like blue, what it's like to see blue.
No, I don't think
So
that. I don't.
in this circumstance,
Oh,
when
what
she
it's
looks
like to
at the
see blue.
sky,
Okay, there you go. Now it sounds like you're more on track.
this was the thought experiment from the beginning, but okay. So when she goes and sees the sky, does she learn something new?
No, it's not that she doesn't know what it's like. It's that she has all physical facts, but she doesn't see it. She doesn't see it like in front of her, like in the way like I'm
Do you
looking
think
at this
this is an
wall right
answer
now.
to the
Stop. Can you be
question?
quiet? I'm explaining
Do
my
you
answer
think that
right
this is an
now.
answer to the question? Yes or
Dude,
no?
I'm trying to explain
Do
why you're
you
wrong in the analogy,
think
right?
that this
So
is an
she
answer to the
doesn't
question?
see
Yes
it
or
in the
no?
same way that I'm looking at a
I didn't
wall.
ask if she
What
sees it.
happens
That's not the
during the Mary's
question.
thought?
I just don't know what you think that you're trying to answer because it's simply just off of
Listen. What
calm
happens during the
down,
Mary's thought
calm
room
down,
is that
lock in. You're not answering the
most people would just say,
question.
no, I don't have
Just
to
answer the
grant
question.
that she gained a new fact. It would
Did
just be
you, she didn't learn
she
anything?
wouldn't gain it. Yeah, she wouldn't learn anything because she had all physical facts. They would just
Wait, so you don't
like
think
quality
Mary
or other things.
would learn anything new? Okay, well then, I mean, that's just idiotic.
How
Nobody
is
has
it
that
idiotic?
intuition. Yeah, nobody has that intuition.
I have the intuition.
You have the intuition that Mary doesn't learn
I
anything
have the
new by seeing
intuition
the
that if
colors
it's
she's
the
never
case that
saw
Mary
before. She doesn't
has
learn
knowledge of
anything
all
new
physical facts,
by
and then
see
she
like she doesn't
sees
learn
red for
like
the
what
first
it's like
time,
to see
she already
blue.
had knowledge of what that
Did she
experience would
already
have
know what it
been
was like to
if
see
it's a
blue? Did
physical
she already
fact.
know that?
Huh?
Yes or no?
Most people would just say that
It's
it's
gonna be
just
dodge
it's
number
just a
one. Let's get
physical
try
fact.
number 2
So
on the
no.
board.
It's
The
not a
question
dodge. I answered
again,
the
did
question
she know
diligently.
what it's like to see blue prior? Yes or no?
Yes, she had knowledge of all
She knew
physical
what it's
facts.
like. So without seeing blue, you can know what it's like to see blue?
Yeah, it's just a physical fact. That's what most people
Wait,
would say. They
so
would
what
just
set of
reject it.
physical facts? What
What do you
set of
mean? What's
physical
a physical
facts
fact?
conveys full knowledge of what it's like to see blue? Could you maybe recite those facts?
Could I recite those facts?
Yeah.
Probably not offhand.
Oh, sure. Like, how much time would you need? I mean, like, could you tell a colorblind
Wait,
person what
so
it's like to see blue? Could you
how
give
does
like a
it
colorblind
justify
person
that she
enough
gains new
information?
knowledge?
Yeah, a colorblind person, could you give them like full
Wait, dude,
information
that's not
such
explaining why she's
that
gaining new
them
knowledge.
not
You
being
misworded
colorblind
the Mary
anymore would
Stoutrum
lead to
experiment
them having
and then
like
tried to
no
say like,
gained
oh well, she
knowledge?
has to gain new knowledge.
Are you of the opinion that that's the case?
I have the opinion that if she has all physical facts upon seeing red for the first time, she wouldn't have gained any more knowledge.
Mm,
That would have
mm,
been an already existing
mm,
physical fact within her brain. I answered the question.
What do you think the question was?
What I just answered.
What do you
Is
think
it
the
the case
question
that she
was?
gained more
What were the
knowledge?
words that comprised
Is
the
it the case that she
question?
gains more knowledge upon
No, that
seeing
wasn't the
this
question.
physical
But I
thing?
grant because you've been getting concussed so hard, you probably don't remember the question. I'll repeat it. If we have a colorblind person, do you think that there's like some set of information that this person could read, whereby upon reading that information, they would gain no new knowledge, having their colorblindness
No,
undone?
because the person would not. Okay, obviously the physicalist isn't going to grant any other sides of facts besides the physical. If she knows all physical facts, her seeing this red thing would that that whole knowledge that you can gain from that type of scenario is something that already would have been inside of her brain. It's not hard to understand. Stop being fucking retarded, Ian.
So
Please.
do you think that the
Dude,
colorblind person would gain
I
that? Yes or
answered the
no?
question. Dude, I answered the question.
Wait, okay. What do you think? Let's do try number two. What do you think the question was?
Dude, I've answered the question. I
Because you
repeated the
actually
question. I
miraculously
explained to you how
you
you
didn't
tried
even
to
answer it that
misword the
time
thought
either.
experiment to
I
make
had to
yourself
repeat it
look
and you
good.
still didn't answer it.
Dude,
Would the
I
person gain
answered it multiple
information?
times.
Like would
Bruh.
they have full
Please,
knowledge just by like
please,
reading about all
please,
the physical
please,
facts? Yes or
please,
no?
please, please. Please
I
stop.
grant like you're begging for mercy right now because of how face down ass up you are. But what I want is just an answer to the question, yes or no.
I already answered the question.
What do
The
you think the
Mary Stout
question
Room
was?
says that
I
Mary
didn't even
has
ask
all
you about the
physical
Mary
facts.
Slot.
She has knowledge
You
of
are
all
not
physical
answering the
facts.
Mary Slot room, but because
Upon
you've been getting
seeing red
slammed
for
so
the
hard you're
first time,
concussed, you don't
they
remember
say,
what you're
would
answering.
she gain
Your
more
head is
knowledge?
literally spinning. You have no fucking
Now
idea what
somebody
the
can
question
just
even
say
was.
no. She doesn't gain more knowledge.
I
The
am not
seeing of
currently.
red in
The
that
current
experience
question is not
is
about
just
Mary
reduced
Slot
down to
room.
a type of physical fact or can be
You
explained by a
okay? This
potential
guy is
physical
like
fact.
so
Now
confused.
you're
Do
saying,
you
oh,
think I
can
am
you
currently
explain
right this second
those
asking you
physical
about
facts?
Mary's room?
It's not the question.
Do you think that I'm asking you about Mary's room right now? Do you think that was the last
That's the
question?
whole point of the conversation.
Then you're a fucking moron. No, I didn't
Okay, well,
ask
if
you
it's
about that
external to
this last
Mary's room,
question.
okay,
That
so
is
if you're
not
asking me
this last
anything external to
question.
Mary's room, then I don't care for it. That's fine.
I'm just asking you if you think that there's like some set of information, some set of facts, whereby a colorblind person could read it, where them seeing like the full spectrum of colors, like they just wouldn't gain any knowledge. Like, would they learn anything if they saw like all the
Yeah, I
colors?
don't know. I don't have the relevant information
You
to
don't
make a
know? Wait,
conclusion.
so then this is like a piece of evidence against your view.
Uh, oh
So
my God, you can
under
provide
Bayesian
motivation. Oh my God.
statistics,
So
would
wait,
we
listen,
expect
listen,
if your
listen, listen.
hypothesis was true,
So at
if
the
what you were
end of
saying
this,
was
all you're
true,
saying is that,
is it
oh,
more
we have
expected or less
evidence that
expected that
suggests
you'd
the
have to say, I don't
negation,
know, I don't know?
not conclusive
Is that
proof
expected under
that
the
she
hypothesis
gains
that what
more
you're saying
knowledge.
is
I don't
true, under the
care for
hypothesis that what you're saying is
something. Oh my
false?
God, Ian.
So yes,
You've been
it's
thrown around, you've been ragdolled, you tried to get rhetorical. It didn't work.
It's permissible to eat animals, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and so do you also take the view that you're justified in the belief that it's okay to eat animals and not eat humans?
Yeah.
Okay, and so what I'm just going to ask you for here is, do you take there's some difference between humans and animals such that you're justified in the belief that it's okay to eat one and not in the other?
Yeah.
So go ahead and name it.
You can do more good for a person than you can an animal.
Okay, so do you take that, say there's this like coma patient, right? And this coma patient, obviously they're not like actively conscious. They're not kind of looking around. They're not fully aware. And so, do you take that I can do more good for that coma patient than I can to an animal who's like actively conscious, actively experiencing, actively having like the good experiences. Do you think I can do more good to the animal there, or still do you take it that I can do more good for the coma patient?
You can do. It depends on the animal. Wait, hold on. You said it's a coma patient.
Yeah, a coma patient who like doesn't have the capacity to feel like valent
Oh,
states.
okay, yeah. So if he
Um,
can't feel anything, it's like not much you can do at that point. But if he like wakes
oh,
up in
okay.
the future, then you could do more
Okay.
good with him. I guess
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just has
okay.
more
So
potential.
wait, just calm down. So do you also take the view that it would be okay for us to factory farm and then eat coma patients?
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay, and so that's just a P and not P right there. It both is okay to eat things so that are like below this certain threshold of the amount of good you can do to them, and it's not okay to eat things that are below the certain threshold of the amount of good you can do to them. That's just an immediate contradiction. Um,
You think?
so do you have any other trade that you'd like to present, retard?
No, I'll explain why I don't really see it as a contradiction. So if
Well,
humans exist,
wait. Actually, I don't need an explanation of that. I grant you don't see it as one. Um,
yeah, but I'm gonna give my
what I'm
reasoning
what
for
I'm
it.
interested in, what I'm interested in,
Yeah, but I'm gonna
is
give my
simply seeing if
reasoning
you can
for it.
remain consistent. And if nothing else, we can maybe make
Are you
someone
going to
have
allow
someone
me to
make a poll in
elaborate on
chat,
what
and
I mean?
they can give their opinion on if that was a contradiction or not.
I mean, if
If
you're not
someone
gonna
could
let
just
me
make a poll for
elaborate
me in
on what I
chat,
mean, then
that'd
I
be
don't
really
think
nice.
it's gonna be clear whether or not what I'm saying is a contradiction. Like, sure, I can say something like, okay, well, humans as a species, you can do more good for them generally, and that's the thing that permits that these things are higher in moral value than what it would be for an animal. But you're saying, well, there's this coma patient that exists who, at this moment in time, you can't do more good
Is
for
this
than
like
you
the
can an
strategy?
animal.
Does he just like
That
recount the
wait,
debate
stop,
up to
stop,
this
stop, wait,
point?
stop, stop, stop. That
Is that like
somehow
the
equates to
strategy?
the
Does he just like
idea. Wait,
recount the
stop,
debate
stop,
and act
stop.
as if he like
That
responded to
somehow
what I said?
equates to the idea that it's permissible for us to eat humans, right? The condition is just the species. You can do more for them in general,
Okay.
not
And
that
so it's the
the
species.
person in
So do you
context.
take that? Wait. So do you take that species different is sufficient simpliciter to kill other things, like to kill and
Yeah,
eat
I
other
think
things?
certain species have a higher level of moral relevance than other species.
Okay. Okay. And so that wasn't an answer to my question. So do you take that if something is a different species simpliciter, as in, say I am a different species than a dog, the dog is justified in killing and eating me. Do you take that view?
That a dog is justified in killing and eating a human? No. Why would I take that?
Well, okay, so first of all, they're different species. So the question there was, not sure you heard it. Do you take that something being a different species simpliciter is sufficient to make it okay to kill and eat it? And you said yes initially, but then you kind of rambled. And I kind of took it as you not hearing my question. So that was why I asked
I
you that.
said yes initially to that. I said
No,
yes
you said
initially to
I
which
actually
question?
repeated the same question again. So what we're
Yeah.
gonna do now? Okay,
Yeah. So
so
now I need clarification. So
so
which question are you referencing?
the one I just asked you. Do you not remember it?
Yeah. No, I don't remember that. Yeah, I have ADHD. It's in my mind.
Yeah, great.
What was the
So the
question?
question was, do you take that it's okay or that it's sufficient um, if two things are different species simpliciter? Do you think that is sufficient to make it such that one
Different.
can kill and eat the other?
So what
That
does
was
it
the
mean to be
question.
different species simpliciter? I don't really get
It,
what you're talking about there.
simpliciter just means that's the only piece of data. That's the only thing you're considering.
Oh, okay. So if the only data that we have is that these two things are are different species, is one justified in eating the other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and great. So again, that's another contradiction because you
But
said
it's
it's not
under certain
justified for dogs.
parameters.
So
So
that's
like
another
it'd
contradiction
have to
because
be
you said it's not okay for dogs
it'd
to
have
kill
to
and
be
eat us. But
reasonable.
we can kind of move on. So let's
Wait,
say
why
there's
are we
like
moving on? Wait, how
calm
is it a
calm down,
contra wait, hold
calm
on.
down,
What's the P and not P?
calm down, calm down.
Wait,
So
can you explain to me the
let's
P and not
say
P?
sorry, I was in the middle of my sentence there. So let's say there's this alien species that comes down and they decide they want to infinitely holocaust humans. They'll infinitely breed us and then they'll infinitely kill us. Um, do you think they're justified in doing that simply because they're a different species?
No. There's other factors like
Well,
reasonability.
that's just another contradiction
It's not.
because you affirmed that prior and we all
No,
heard
it's
it.
not.
I'm finally ending the debate here because
Yugi, it's
clearly what
just
happened
you're
here
not letting me
is
elaborate
you
my
gave
view, and
some
you're saying,
trait
well, that's a
and then
contradiction because the
once you gave
official's not
the trait,
giving
I gave
elaboration
an
on what he
instance
means.
in which the trait would follow to a particular
Wait,
conclusion and then
Yugi.
you give the
How
opposite
can you be
answer.
sure
So
if
you
there's a
contradicted yourself. And then
contradiction
after
just off
that,
the seams? You
you
don't
gave the
even have
species
the
answer. And then
semantics.
the species answer,
You're
you
just
led
going
to
off
another
of what you think
contradiction
I mean.
in the sense that
Well, if
you
I
think
say
that it both
something
is
like,
and it is
"Oh,
not
well,
okay.
a human
Given
is
something is a
justified,
different
one
species
species is
to kill
justified
and
in
eat
eating
it.
a
That's
species,
just two
right,
contradictions there.
based on like a
I'm not.
threshold of
Maybe we can
reasonability."
ask
Like,
people in chat. Chad,
how
do you want me to go for a
how
third?
reasonable is
You
it
guys
for
want me
this
to go
thing to
for a
be able to
third
do this, right?
contradiction?
No, that's just indexed to a
Being
set of
three?
parameters that I give for morality. Like, okay, well, how rational, how intelligent is this thing? How much pain can this other
Okay,
thing
great.
feel?
So
How
I'll go
much
for a
good
third.
can this
Okay,
thing
great.
do
So
for the other intelligent individual?
do you have
How
another
much
trait you
more
want to
good in
name?
the end result, right, is how much more good is in the end result? Because if I
Jesus,
see
he's
one
still
scenario,
talking?
if I see one
Do you
scenario where
have
somebody
another
does
trait
X
you would like to
action that
name?
ends up with less
Does anyone know
maximizing
what he's talking
utility,
about?
right, then that's going to
Does
be
someone have
the
like the fast
unjustified
forward
moral
button?
thing, right? But if the thing actually maximized
Listen, I'm
utility,
not
right, and that's
interested in
going to
this
be the
ramble.
more
Like I'm just
justified
not
thing.
interested in it. And
Now
what I'm
we
gonna
already
do
have
is if you're
confirmation
gonna
that
keep talking,
our society.
I'm just gonna mute you. Okay, so this is try number one. Do you have another trait to name? Yes or no?
So you're not letting me elaborate.
Okay, so that's dodge one. So try number two. Do you have another trait to name? Yes or no?
We're not going to continue unless you let me.
Okay, so that's dodge number two. So try number three. Do you have another trait to name? Yes or no? And to be clear, if you don't answer this one, that's a fraud.
Oh, sure. So if you were to imitate God's actions, we would say that you should also not push the button that cures cancer insofar as God doesn't.
Well, God gives a specific set of laws on what's moral and immoral. Any other type of thing about like what we should or should do is usually indexed to like utility for like other humans. But if we're talking about God's laws, it's just, oh, you shouldn't be sinful, you shouldn't drink, stuff like that.
Then
So
I'm getting
God's
mixed
only gonna,
messages because at first you said that you should try to imitate God's actions, but now you're saying that
yeah.
you should follow God's commandments. Which one is it?
Wait, no, God's actions.
Because
And
if
it's
you had a
wait, what
button
the
that
fuck? You're
cured
not explaining
cancer,
why those things
you
are
would push
different
the
in this
button that cures
context.
cancer, but God wouldn't push the button that cures cancer.
Wait,
So
why
between
would
you and
God's
God,
actions not be
between
consistent with
you
his
and
laws?
God,
That'd be
who made the correct
contradictory as
moral
fuck. Do you
decision? Was it
understand
you
how
or God?
stupid of a point that was?
It's so good of a point that you got skewered on it. Between you and
No,
God,
no, it
who made the
wasn't a
right
good point at
decision?
all. That was stupid as fuck.
Okay, that's gonna be dodge number one. Let's get try
It
number
wasn't a
two. Between
dodge. I
you and
just
God,
explained why
you
what you
push the
said was
button that cures
stupid.
cancer. God doesn't push the button that cures cancer. Between you
Okay,
and
and
God,
what's the
who
conclusion
made the
that you're
right
trying to
ethical
reach from God
decision?
not pushing the button that cures cancer?
I'm asking you, who made the right ethical decision between you and God?
Who made the right ethical decision
Yeah.
between God and me?
Yeah, you and
God.
God disagree on the right thing to do ethically, so who's right?
Me and God disagree. Oh yeah, sure, God. Like what the
Oh,
fuck? It's
so you
obvious.
think the correct moral decision is to not push the button that cures cancer?
Yeah, it's probably preserving free will or some other shit like that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy calling it there.
I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean,
Sure. Like
there we
what?
go. All right, Mercury, you do the poll. You do the poll for me. All right, buddy. I mean,
A veganism with
Okay.
you.
Got you. And why did you win that?
Oh wait, to be honest, we didn't even finish that. I'll justify the Eric congruency.
Okay, so you're not in the position to actually have this discussion. Am I getting that clear at least?
Yeah, we didn't even finish that.
Okay, I'm
Eric
glad I got
congruency-
that clear. That means you're local muted. You don't have the facilities to debate. Okay.
Okay, nice dodge, Archie.
Dodge.
There's like 2 videos of me
Dodge.
punching on you on YouTube.
Dodge.
Next.
Dodge.
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 Dodge. Dodge.
Dodge.
Dodge.
Dodge.
Dodge.
You sounding crazy, man.
Dude, these recordings are gonna be so cursed. When people watch back these recordings, it's gonna be so over.
yeah, I mean, you can just get back to your debate.
Imagine someone gets bored, like skips like 30 seconds in, they just hear dodge, dodge,
There's
dodge.
40 people like collectively coming together to say dodge.
It's quite beautiful if I say so.
They're gonna understand, bro. They're gonna understand, bro. It's for a reason.
All right.
For a great
I mean,
reason.
Archie and Official, are y'all gonna keep going?
Yeah, he decided to duck me on all the last 2 topics.
Well, if you want to pick like a proposition to defend that you actually are in the position.
Yeah, I
I'll
literally
be
said
glad
that
to
I can justify that I.
But you just demonstrated you aren't in the position. And when I asked you if
No,
you were
I
in the
did. I
position, you
said that I
responded
can't
by
justify
saying
the
no.
Yugi thing because we didn't finish. He just kept muting
You
me.
just told me. Okay. So let's be clear. what
So
did you
yeah,
just
I
ask
told
me?
you that I'm changing
Wait,
it
hang on
to
for a
just
second.
the
What did you
Eric and
ask
Goons
me?
conversation.
Just
And,
hang on
oh,
for a
we
second.
talk
What
about
did you
me.
ask me
I don't know if
to
that
debate you
classifies
on?
as a debate because he just asked me a question.
Okay, that's your first
Marky, stop
dodge.
being
So what
stupid.
did
This is
you
what I don't
ask
like.
me to
Stop
debate
trying
on,
to sound
official?
smart. You're like 15 and retarded.
Okay, so that's your
You've been on
second
this channel
dodge.
like
Maybe I'll try this
16,
one more
12,
time.
and you're still
What
at the
did
same
you
level,
ask me to debate on,
right?
official?
Stop the dumb low tier.
I'll
Dodge.
answer it for you.
And
So
again,
you wanted to
stop talking
defend
about it.
the
Yes,
proposition
I'm
that
going
you
to
won
defend
all
that
of the
I beat
previous
Eric and
debates
Goons.
that have taken place in this
The last
VC,
2 debates.
right?
Are
Okay.
you
So
not
when I
tracking?
asked you what was the
Dude,
previous
you're not
debate
tracking. Your
that you had
fucking
engaged in, you told me that it was
your bald
veganism
head ass, your
with
broke
Yugi.
ass,
Not only is
your
that
dumb
wrong,
ass.
right?
Nigga, you just
But
yapped.
I
You
was
just
even
yapped.
charitable to
Yeah.
even say, okay, sure, let's assume that's the case. Okay, got
so
you.
no
So,
conspiracy is gonna justify
how
why.
exactly did you win this? You admitted that you didn't actually have a way of justifying how you won,
Why am I
right?
arguing with
So it's clear you aren't actually in the position of debating this topic, right? So if you don't want to waste anyone's time, right? If you want to discuss something interesting, you can lay out a proposition that you're willing to defend, that you're in the position of defending, right? But don't LARP and act like you're in the position of defending it when you're clearly not, and you admitted that you're not, right? So that's fine. If you want to debate, that's okay. Just let me know the proposition you're willing to defend. Okay?
Conclusion. Right. So when I gave the consistency of people normally having
This guy like a retard? Did you hear any? Did you hear anything that happened? Or did you hear anything like any of the words that came out of my mouth?
Nature as
Like
God
any of
is
them.
going to be the type of person.
Wait, okay.
who
Do you even know what I'm
likes
saying?
and doesn't
Here,
like
let's
men.
move to something
Right,
slightly more
You
substantive.
English?
Hypothesis.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
it's pretty
official.
Of our actions and our moral reasoning. As
Can we get an
everything
Apollo
that
debate?
I was saying was true. He tried to propose some type of contention saying that homosexuality is something that's unexpected.
Wait, can someone mute official?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Talking about gay
Does someone
niggas?
read
The
this
fuck is
message?
the nigga talking about?
Yeah,
Official,
okay,
can you
so
calm
boom,
down,
that was
pal?
how I destroyed
Pal,
him, and then I
pal.
also
You're talking
also
about fucking
removed the
booty.
parameters.
Pal.
for-
Did you
for
ask?
video
Calm down.
All right, sorry. Did you hear the question that I asked you, official?
So so first off, I disproved what he was saying.
I'll take that as enough.
Under my hypothesis, and he couldn't even justify it. So Goons or Eric, whoever the first one was, got blown the fuck out. Goons, what the fuck?
Wait, hang on. Wait, so let me be clear. You don't know who you were debating in that interaction?
Whoever it was?
Eric was just confused as fuck. He didn't understand.
Oh, so it was Eric. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
He
official,
didn't
pal.
understand consistency. He
Stop.
doesn't understand how to gauge the
Stop.
strength of hypothesis. In my position, is
I mean, I guess I'm just
hypothesis
liver gap.
under any
Stop.
sort of
Official pal,
any other
brother.
sort of
Stop.
measure of
Stop.
probability or reason.
Stop.
Somebody with perms just use your fucking perms. What
Stop.
the fuck?
Evidence. Right?
Stop.
That was the type of thing that justified my position. So again, niggas got blown the fuck out. I came here wasted like 10 minutes for y'all niggas. I don't know.
Wait. You just said you came here and wasted 10 minutes of our time?
Bitch, my YouTube has over 50. My Twitter gets over 2,000, bitch. Like I said. So I don't give a fuck about
Over
your
2000 what? The
Oh,
fuck?
okay.
Stupid? Are you dumb?
Views, likes, etc. Bitch. Yeah.
Wait, can you put us on, big bro? Like, teach us how to get like that many
2,000?
followers on Twitter.
Yeah, he's gone. This nigga Ghost laughing because he's stupid. He couldn't comprehend what the fuck he
Nigga,
said.
that shit ass. Mona, you have 1K followers on TikTok. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I do, nigga.
Wait.
Follow my account, bitch.
Wait, Ghost.
Nigga, I already am.
No, thanks, man.
Ghost, I have a question for you, buddy.
What's up?
Are you in the mood to get good faith in linear?
Oh,
Hell
shit.
fucking no.
Oh man, are you in the mood to get bad faith in exponential?
Hell fucking no.
Official,
So
bro.
nobody says that I fucking this beat on YouTube, bitch. You can post this on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Netflix.
Alright, bro. Official, bro. We got it, bro.
Official.
TikTok, I don't
Yeah,
give a
post
fuck.
this
Can
on
you tell us
Netflix,
what your Twitter
Yeah,
is? I
put
wanna
that
see
shit
it.
anywhere.
I'm curious. What's your Twitter?
This nigga
Oh,
what?
right.
He just left.
I don't think
Wait,
he
where do
actually
you-
gets 2,000 likes per post. I'm curious.
Where do
Jesus
you go?
Christ.
He did
And I
like
mean,
some sort of World Star outro and then just left. I don't know.
Dude, why did he just keep talking? Like he just kept going.
Bro.
It's like a black fatigue thing. I'm not sure.
Shut your
You tend to
bitch
do
ass
that a
up.
lot. Yamona tends to do that.
Nah, I don't do that at all, buddy. And he overtalks because he doesn't let people overtalk him. That's just being a man, nigga. You stupid little bitch. Nigga name is
Yeah,
Ghost.
the problem is the
Maybe
problem
because he has ADHD. Shit.
the problem is, Mono, that people do overtalk him still. His mic like isn't good enough to overtalk people.
It don't matter, bro. Shit. The people want to hear him, they gonna hear him. We'll meet the other nigga, bro, and we'll hear what he say. He gonna say his point. He ain't ever gonna let another man put him down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there. So